University of Bhutan. I'm Indian Air Force veteran, retired from Indian Air Force. I have my own company known as I was marketing executive of Peter Lloyd Company. I was selling air conditioner and refrigerator for a couple of years. Then I became Dean of Management at Indore University and Director of Business School known as IIPS. I had my own company earlier. Now that I stopped mm, because I joined foreign countries. So it was known as Marco, and I used to do research and marketing consultancy for government and corporate houses. And I was also group director of another business institute known as Prestige. These are my present position. The last one is the most important one. Part-time housewife. I'm a Fauji, I'm a teacher, and I'm from Hatol. Now, this is one of the disclaimer, just like you see disclaimer in movies, I also have something to say about it, that don't expect too much. I'm addressing large number of learned people, and I know about it, I'm cautious about it, and I have expertise in the discipline which are different. My domain is basically marketing and tourism. I'm not behavioral scientist, but I have taught the subject organization behavior in number of countries. So that I have chosen this topic as group dynamics. And please tolerate with me if any mistake is being done and you can get the mistake corrected. Thank you very much. This was disclaimer. Now we start with topic and I'll run fast because we have short time is short and the time discipline was to be kept maintained. This is definition. A group when two and more people join together to achieve some objective, they are interdependent and they are interacting with each other, and that is known as the group. So there should two people, they should interact, they share some ideology, and they think themselves as a group. This is the characteristic of a group. Now, group dynamics are all the forces that work in the group that creates the group and that creates the situation in the group. So group dynamics is concerned with the interaction of forces among group members in a social situation. There are a number of activities that goes on in the organization, and all those forces within the group are known as group dynamics. Is how the group dynamics will include how the group will form, what is the group structure, what are the group processes, what are the functions, who is the leader, and what are the communication system. All these things are the forces within the group. We'll discuss in group dynamics. These are the activities generally discussed under group dynamics. Group itself, type of group, stages of group, what stages the group develop, group structure, sentiments, change in the group, and group conflict. Here, the group leadership is not written because of some reason. I'll explain later. Then group unity, action, decision, culture. Most important are two last aspects, group cohesiveness and group communication. So these are the agenda that we're going to discuss in group dynamics. Why do people join the group? Security status, self-esteem, affiliation, power, and goal achievement. Nothing to explain about this. These are the stages through which a group moves from starting to end. First is farming. They join together and become a group because of their common interest, a common trait, or some common objective. And then they start when they start working, so they do not find that it's very comfortable to start working initially. Because initially there are a lot of hiccups come, and there are some people, those who are going to bully other people, and there are a lot of disturbances initially when the group is formed. That's why there is hostility, and that's why we call it storming. And third is norming. Then they start developing closeness when they understand develop. And when good understanding develops within the group people, then they start working and they become more cohesive. Then is last performing, fourth is performing, they start working towards the goal or objective for which the group is developed. And lastly, once objective of the group is achieved, or because of some other reason the group member leaves the organization, that is adjourning. So these are the five stages through which a group goes. Same thing explained here. Yeah, the types of group, there are two types of group, formal and informal. Formal group is that group which is made in the organization, which is the formal structure of the organization. Informal group are the group or number of people joined together without formal structure, without the formal uh, activities of the organization. It emerges, it develops automatically. So these are the definition. A farmer group is designated within the organization structure, like marketing department, finance department, product development department, quality department. So all the quality groups and all these are farmer groups. In farmer groups that is neither created formally within the organization structure. This is not, and this is not determined by the organization. It is not developed by the organization in farmer groups. They appear automatically because of interaction among people. So these are the smaller informal group. They play very important role. Formal group are normal activities which are done in organization. But informal groups are another very active force which create a lot of problem and opportunity for the organization objectives. As we said, the formal groups are command group, that there is a manager here, and below that manager, there are certain people and they have certain objectives to achieve. So that is a command group. It is commanded, there is control over group of organization structure member, maybe leader, manager, supervisor, and below him there are designated members, those who are directed towards achieving the goal. Task group, this is a group created within the organization for achieving some particular task. As we say, new product development, quality processes, recovery system, complaint handling system. So some of the task is assigned to the group. So there are some people picked up and they are given a job to achieve, complete the task. And task is for a specified period of time. It should be completed within a given period. And always the task group has a specific task assigned to them. Now these are the role played by group members. There are some members, those who are task oriented. There are some members, those who are more interested in the relationship within the group. And there are some people, those who are neither interested in the task nor in the relationship, they are interested in self. So different members, they play different role. Members, those who are task oriented, they will be initiator, those who will initiate discussion. Some people will give the information, some people share their opinion, some people will motivate other people to do some work and activity, and that's why all these are towards the task. Their activities are directed towards completion of the task. There are certain people, those who want to develop the relationship within the organization. Some are harmonizing, compromiser, because if there is a difference between opinion of two people, then they try to compromise between these people, or possibly they themselves will give up their strength and try to compromise and develop a relationship. Then there are people, those who encourages relationship between the organization, and they are expedient, those who can promote the relationship with the organization. So in simple word, there are people, those who promote tasks, there are some people, those who promote relationship with the organization. The people, those who are self-oriented, they may block the activity of the group. They may be self-oriented, and they want importance for themselves, and they do not bother about the task, nor about the relationship. They bother about the self. There are some members, those who want to bully others, they want to dominate the group, and that is their personal agenda. And there, of course, there are escapers, those who don't want to do anything within the group, they want to avoid the activity, they isolate themselves, let the group handle, let the group do the activities, and they keep themselves aloof, do not take the part of it. So we find that the members, those who are task oriented, are directed towards task, and relation oriented directed towards developing good relation among people. And this third category of people are the people, those who create the problem in the organization, and they should be managed properly. Then when we conduct a group meeting, when the group works together, then there will be about 10, 15 people. So different people will give different opinion. So they prepare the list who is going to speak about what, who is going to do what. So activities and communication both will be listed, and priorities will be demanded. Taking is a priority. Priority will be developed that who is going to talk, when is going to talk, who is going to do what, and when. Spacing, they're going to give some gap between achieving these activities or communication by it. Then whole process of progress in the group is being controlled by the head, supervisor, leader, whoever is the group. Sometimes keeping quiet in the group also helps in promoting the functioning of the group. And then when something happens with the organization, when they are not able to reach to some conscious, some common understanding, then it is one of the method is to take a break so that we can get refreshed and come back and again restart. So these are the activities through which the group is organized or managed. Then we come to group conflict. When there are problematic situations where the interest of the two or more people are at the longer end, then there we have conflict within the organization. We have two types of conflict: intra-group, that is within the group, and intergroup, between two groups with the organization. For example, marketing and production department, finance and production department, HR department. So these different groups of people in marketing department also, there are people, those who are from marketing, those who are from selling, those who are from advertising. So there are different task groups or command groups are available within the organization. So they may have conflict among themselves. So that is intergroup conflict. And intra-group conflict is the conflict within the organization. The two individuals are not compatible with each other, and they have problem, and then that problem generates a conflict within the group. So we have two types of conflict: intra-group and intergroup. These are the causes: difference of opinion, intra-group within. So two members will have different goal to achieve. So when they join the group or they become the part of the group, then they do not have the common goal. They have different goal. Some people are given more responsibility, some people are given less responsibility, and that may create a conflict between people. If the boss, the supervisor, the leader is not able to control or manage the people, then there may be conflict within the group. Ideological differences among people, like goal, their approach or process may be different. The method means of achieving those goals may be different. So goals or means to achieve these goals may be different, or approach may be different. So there is a kind of conflict. Then there is a high degree of competition among members. Group members try to prove one up than another, and this competition in intra-group competition, the competition within the group of people, among people, will create conflict. And then, of course, communication is a very common problem. That is, misunderstanding within the group can create conflict. So these are some of the causes of intra-group conflict. Here we have some type of behavior which may create conflict. Production department, if somebody leaves early, the other person will have conflict, or other people feel bad about it. Some people intentionally work slowly, so it will create a conflict. Some people waste resources, so there may be, this can be reason of a conflict within the production group. Then there are some people those who create problem by supporting the property of things within the organization. So these are some of deviant behavior which may create conflict within the group, that is intergroup conflict. So these are the behavior of member of intragroup. Now these are the causes of intergroup conflict. There are scarce resources, like we have marketing department and advertising department. Now marketing department wants to spend more, advertising department wants to spend more, but marketing department will not able to allocate budget. So there will be scarce resources among different groups. Different groups are looking for the same type of resources and more resources. So these scarce resources is one of the causes of conflict within the two groups. Conflicting interests of the groups, exercise power. Some group try to dominate. For example, a production department would like to generally dominate the new product development department or HR development department. So interdependence, of course, when two groups are interdependent, then there is a conflict among them. And if the authority, those who manage all these intergroup, then there is a possibility of intergroup conflict. Conflict resolution. All conflicts are not bad. Some conflicts are very nice, good. We should create some degree of conflict is necessary for growth and development. So all conflicts are not bad. Some conflict or some degree of conflict among member and the group is functional and useful, and those should be used or exploited. But otherwise, if it is not functional, then it should be managed. So we can divide the conflict in two types: functional conflict and dysfunctional conflict. Now, functional conflict is really good because it supports achieving organization goal and it improves the performances. There is a conflict about the competition between two groups to perform better. So there is a conflict that who will do better. So this is the type of competition. And this conflict is functional and healthy conflict because the competition makes people to perform better. Dysfunctional conflict, resources, etc., etc. The conflict that hinders the group performance are dysfunctional conflict. Now these are the aspect of this conflict: a functional conflict and dysfunctional conflict. Stimulate change, create innovation group. I'm going fast because time is limited. Now, how do we run this, manage this conflict? There are different situations that we have. So there is a competition, and then we try to see that one group tries to win, so if other person will lose. It's a pure type of competition where one wins, other loses. And this type of competition is, this type of resolution is not very good. It is commonly easy to achieve, but not good conflict resolution system. Accommodation. Here we try to accommodate somebody and who's big, possibly he will lose and somebody will win, but that person will accommodate. The loser will accommodate the conflict. Then avoidance. I lose and you also lose. So the conflict is resolved because both the party agree to sacrifice some of their interest, and that is another way of resolving conflict. That okay, both are not going to win, but both are sacrificing something, and both are going to lose. And the best one is win-win situation. There is collaboration when we can get the people to win, and there is some possibility of achieving this win-win, and that is the what conflict resolution is directed towards: win-win situation. The passive behavior, the behavior people, those who are just within the organization, they do not take part into the conflict resolution. Their behavior is passive. There are some people, those who are aggressive. They want to win. They don't want to lose the situation, and they want to control the organization group, and thereby they want to win and not to lose. So they are very aggressive people. There are some people, those who are very assertive. They would like to assert their presence in the group and would like to help to get the win-win situation possible by asserting their presence and taking other people along with them. Now we come to one of the very important characteristics of group, known as group cohesiveness. The group closeness, group unity is one of the important characteristics of the group. That's why groups are made. And when the groups are made and they function properly, then there is a group unity, and that is known as cohesiveness of the group. There is two types of group cohesiveness. One is about the social cohesiveness, and the other is about task cohesiveness. Now here, social cohesiveness means there is an interpersonal relationship within the group is better. That is one of the resultant activities of a group. That all the group members have a better relationship and unity because of the understanding each other and respecting each other. And then there is a task cohesiveness. All group members are directed towards achieving the goal, and they try to put effort to achieve the task. That's why the cohesiveness is directed towards achieving tasks, and cohesiveness directed towards achieving social relationship. Of course, these are some of the reasons of cohesiveness. When group size is small, there is more cohesiveness. If group size is large, the cohesiveness is less because of multiple interaction and multiple opportunity for miscommunication, or multiple opportunity for difference of goals and approaches. The time. If there is more time available with the group to interact, then there is more cohesiveness. If they are located at the same place, there is a possibility of more interaction and there possibility of more cohesiveness. If the status is not very different, it is similar, then there is a possibility of cohesiveness. But if their status are very varying level of status, then there is less possibility of cohesiveness. If other members cannot enter into the group, then that increases cohesiveness, because this group is an exclusive group or a special exclusive group, a special group where no other person can enter. So the people, those are the member of the group, they feel very proud and they have more cohesiveness. If there is more interdependency, then there is more cohesiveness. If the manager is able to control and communicate properly, there is more cohesiveness. If a lot of member turnover, the turnover of the member is high, then there is a less cohesiveness. If these member do not move easily, they remain long for a longer period of time, then there is cohesiveness. If the threat to the group is high, then it results into cohesiveness. If the group was successful earlier, then it results into a unified group or group unity and cohesiveness. And there is cooperation, of course. These are the factors which are responsible for creating cohesiveness. The same thing. Okay. Now, the one other most important characteristic in group dynamics is grapevine. Grapevine is a communication system of informal group. I repeat, the formal group communication system is already known to us. We know that upward, downward communication and horizontal communication is given there, and it is explained to them what type of communication will take place in a formal group. But in an informal group, there is no system of communication, and there is a system which is developed within the informal group is known as grapevine. Now, some of the characteristics of grapevine are so challenging that if they are not used properly, it will create a lot of problems for the organization. Now, the grapevine carries truth, half-truth, lie, and rumor. Grapevine is the informal group communication system. It is not official communication system, and it's not officially directed. It is not officially controlled. It is not officially prescribed. So anything that goes on within the organization is self-oriented and generated by people among themselves without any guidance. So it carries truth, it carries half-truth, lie, and rumor. For example, tomorrow will be a holiday. If this information goes through the informal group, because it is holiday, it's true. But why is holiday? Reason for this may be discussed in the informal group, and that may create half-truth rumor. It may be that the boss is going to get married, or boss is going to have a breakup, and that's why his holiday is declared that he is not available. So half-truth is also possible. Absolute rumor is possible. When nothing is known, people create their own information. So information, if not shared within the organization, then it creates rumor. Now, another characteristic of grapevine is it's multi-directional. A formal group communication system is having specific directional communication. There is downward communication, there is upward communication, and also there is the gangplank or horizontal communication. But this in informal group, the communication moves on any direction. Anybody can talk to anybody. Anybody can share information to anybody, and there is no formal system of formal channel of communication. It is informal and multi-directional. If this type of information communication goes up, sideways, downward, so on and so forth. 20% of the communication in the informal group are basically just a gossip to satisfy their own communication need. It is not very dangerous. 80% are rumor in the grapevine, and this part of this, which is not related to personal communication needs satisfaction, it is the communication need problem for the organization. So only 20% of the communication within informal group is functional or useful, but large number of communication in the grapevine is dangerous for the organization. So here we say the grapevine will be there automatically. Nobody can stop the grapevine. It spreads very fast. The communication through grapevine spreads very fast because it's multidirectional. It carries truth, half-truth, and rumor. And some of the, if it's not managed properly, it may endanger the functioning of the organization or functioning of the group. A disadvantage of is grapevine. It is, of course, dangerous situation, but if it is managed properly, it can also be very useful for the organization. So we'll see both of the opportunities. One, let us see what are the disadvantages. There are rumors, not fact-based. They create confusion within the organization. When the information is not given to them, then they create their own information. When information is not shared by the organization, then the information is generated or created by people within the informal group. Then the information is fast moving from multidirectional, it is spreading fast. There is less time to control or to manage that information. Some information will be such a rumor that we have no time to control. By the time the rumor spread throughout the organization, we are already broken down. So we have less response time because the communication system is working very fast. Then this type of rumor, this type of half-truth may create an emotional breakdown within the organization. Some people will be hurt by this. Some people will feel bad about it. The information or rumors spreading, and it may create an emotional breakdown among the people. There is no secrecy of this. The information is open to everybody, and everybody knows about it. And this type of information which is half truth or rumor, creates conflict within the organization. So these are the disadvantages. If we find that there are large number of disadvantages if grapevine is not properly managed. So we have system of managing grapevine. The first thing managers should understand that you cannot stop grapevine. It will develop within the Informa group, and there is nobody who can stop it. So it is automatically, you cannot stop it. You cannot remove the grapevine, or you cannot choke the grapevine. So best thing is listen to the grapevine. The first main. You should understand what type of rumor, what type of information is going around within the organization. Once you know what is going on, you can manage it. But if you do not know, if you do not listen to the grapevine communication, then you will not be able to manage it. So the first the point is, which is not mentioned here, that grapevine will be there and you cannot stop it. Second is that you should listen to grapevine. Third is, we know that there are some people, those who are gossip mongers, those who are rumor mongers, those who spread rumor. There are some people very interested in doing all this activity. So you should identify this rumor monger, these people, those who are very active in the grapevine, and they initiate rumor or half truth. So the manager should identify all these rumor mongers. Then they should try to feed the correct information, because the wrong information or rumors spread are because of lack of information. So you are required to give the correct information. So feed correct information, and whom to feed, it doesn't go officially. It will be communicated to the rumor mongers, the people those who are initiator of grapevine. You should feed the information, correct information to them, and that information will be spread throughout the informal group very fast. So listen to the communication, grapevine communication, identify the people, those who spread this, feed the correct information to them, and then after that, getting feedback from the employees, what is going on. And the last one is most important way of managing grapevine. You might sometimes use grapevine's characteristic of fast communication to test some sensitive decision. Suppose you want to fire somebody, and you know that if you fire, a lot of this kickback will be there. A lot of problems will be created. So you try to test that decision by putting this decision in front of the rumor monger, and the rumor monger will try to spread the information. And if there is a reaction, then you can get take back, or you retract back about your decision. So testing the grapevine can be used as far for testing the sensitive decision. So these are the ways through which we can manage the grapevine. But grapevine will be there, and you cannot stop. Actually, the word grapevine has come. It is on the tree, the yellow ivy, yellow, which spread on the tree, and which do not have any root, which spread faster, and which possibly is one of the parasite that eats the tree. So that is the word grapevine. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Fine, sir. So, anybody has any questions?
My name is given here. You may contact me for any information. Thank you very much. Join me in telling Jai Hind.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind. Please tell Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you. Bye
Jai
bye.
Hind.
Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
So participants, you can leave the session now, and we will assemble back at 2 o'clock. Before you leave, I just wanted to inform you that tomorrow afternoon we will have the assessment. It will be an MCQ based test. You will be given an hour's time to answer the questions. So that will be the end of the workshop. So tomorrow morning we'll have 2 sessions.
Ma'am, what time that assessment will be?
At 2 o'clock, sir. We will share the link at 2 o'clock with you in the Teams chat window. I will share the link for the assessment.
Ma'am,
Okay,
for today
thank
we are winding up here. For the next session, we'll be meeting at 2 only, na?
Yes, yeah. For now, we will be winding up for today.
Ma'am,
tomorrow-
please, if you can,
Also, ma'am,
if you can share the PPT, please,
all the PPTs.
because some of the times with few of the resource persons, we are going too fast. So we just would like to revise all the things and all that, like for fine. So it would be great help if you can share.
Yes. See, I am not holding it back, but at the moment I'm getting them, I'm forwarding with you all.
Please
ma'am,
request them from our behalf, ma'am.
PPTs.
Request them from our behalf.
So I think you've got the PPTs for the first day. And then second day, I think Dr. Vartika's PPT is yet to come.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm coordinating with them, and I will share them with you as soon as possible. By today, end of the day, I will try to do it.
Yes, ma'am. So that by tomorrow's test, we have all the PPTs just to go through it, because it's
Yes.
not possible
yes,
to learn everything during the class. That's why.
Yeah, true. Not to worry. I will facilitate that.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you,
and thank
ma'am.
you all
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
patience listening.
Also,
Yeah.
ma'am, will it be 1 hour test?
Too many talking. Yeah. Yes.
Will it be a 1 hour test?
We will keep the duration as 1 hour. You may finish it in 10 minutes also, because it's only an MCQ test. So we will keep it open for a 1 hour period.
All right, all right.
So shall we log out
How
of
many-
it right now, or it
Yes.
should be?
You can log off and you can join back at 2 p.m.
WhatsApp link also tomorrow for the exam.
Yes, I will do that. I will put it on WhatsApp also, and also in the meeting chat box, I will share the
Yes.
link.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
all the MCQs are on the PPT based.
Is it a Google form, ma'am?
Yeah, it will be Google form only.
Ma'am, it would be based on what we have discussed in the sessions, no? It would be
Yes,
not,
yes.
and it
No,
would
no,
be
it's
easy.
not be on the other thing. It will be on the session based. That's why the resource persons are sharing those questions with me, and I will assimilate and share them with you.
Right,
Sure,
right.
ma'am. Sure,
And
thank you so much.
would it be easy?
Approximately how many questions, ma'am?
We are thinking it could be something either 25 or 50 is what we are contemplating. I will let you know. I'll be able to tell you only
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Ma'am, 50 would be too much.
Pardon? 50 would be too
It
much.
would be too
Yeah,
much
ma'am.
lengthy, ma'am,
For
for
it is too
a
much.
1 hour class.
Okay. So
please
it will
don't
be
make
just MCQs.
Ma'am,
Maybe
just-
25 is what we will fix it to then.
Just keep in mind, we are students here right now.
Exactly. So, ma'am, keep it a maximum of 30.
You're reliving your student moment. Huh?
Ma'am, look at the anxiety everybody is having about the evaluation.
Yes.
We have forgotten how to appear for exams now.
Yes, ma'am.
We have put ourselves in students' shoe right now.
Right. Thank
Not
you,
an
ma'am.
issue.
Thank you.
It will not be that tough also, I think. So let's hope that, and all the best. Don't worry about it. But come back at 2 p.m. We have another session, okay?
Ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
also after the assessment, our marks will be uploaded in the Atal platform or will be sent it to the email IDs?
Marks will not be sent. After you click the submit, you will get the score there only immediately. We will
Even in the
collate and
platform, we have a option of like your past scores, your
Yes. We will share the score with Atal, and after we share the score and the attendance only, they will be able to give you the certificate, participation certificate.
Okay,
So that we will do from that end.
Okay, ma'am.
But please don't make it 50 questions, ma'am.
Okay.
That's
Point
too
noted.
much. Yes, ma'am. 30 would be fine, or 25.
Yes, 30 is fine.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we will definitely consider your suggestions. Thank you for
50
that.
would be too lengthy, ma'am.
Okay. Got it. Pardon?
There will be no post-lunch session today.
There will be, sir. There is a session at 2 o'clock. That's why I'm telling you, please come back at 2 today. Don't forget.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's on managing creativity. That I am hoping that it will be a great session. So please join. Don't miss the session.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, then see you all at 2. Thank you.
Okay. Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.